Hello and welcome to my channel. Today is March 4th and I'm going to be doing the week ahead forecast for March 8th through the 12th. But before I get into that, just a couple of things. We're finally starting to get on track schedule-wise, which is why this is going to be not a full week ahead. It's going to be like a little mini week ahead or half a week or whatever. So that way my editor and I and like our actual like work schedules can get a little bit better into sync. And then a couple other things of note. As always, it's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you. To be perfectly honest, I may or may not be the reader for you. There's a lot of great readers out there. If you want, I can recommend a few readers of I really enjoy. I can link their stuff down below. That's if it interests you. And then the other thing is, whenever I record these, I don't know what's going to come out, and I don't know what the title is going to be. So if the title brought you in, it's probably for you. I try not to do clickbaity titles. I try to get, to the point of what the gist is of the reading. So, oh, and the last thing I wanted to bring up is that I know sometimes the notifications can be kind of weird on YouTube, so make sure you have the little bell icon clicked if you want to get notifications. If you do have it clicked and you're not getting notifications, then before I set any video to publish, I will send out a tweet and include a link in that tweet to the actual video. So that's always an option. You can go check my Twitter to see if I've put up any recent videos or what's going on, and that's linked down below as well. Okay, we're gonna do the week ahead, mini week ahead for the air signs. So that would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and this is going to be for March 8th through the 12th. I feel like I think, well, I'm trying to go by feel. I'm torn on two decks right now. Hold on. As far as like which one to use first. Let's see. Does that feel right? No, this feels right. I'm gonna go ahead and pull a moon card, but I'll reveal it at the end. Come on. What moon card do the air signs need for the mini week ahead? It's really funny. The last two signs I did, they popped out immediately when I did it like this. But the first sign I did, when I did it like this, it didn't happen, so I might have to do my other trick. Never mind. I'm gonna flip that over. We're gonna move. Well, there we go. And then let's see. This was the other one. So we're gonna do the tarot reading now. Okay, what do the air signs need to hear for the mini week ahead? Sometimes I close my eyes when I shuffle, but then I miss out if there's any funny moments that happen while I'm shuffling. So, not sure why I felt like I had to tell you that, but if I ever seem startled by a card, that's why. 'Cause I'm going by feel. Actually pop out. That one just is lurking. I know you all see it. Okay, are you actually gonna have it? I almost want to take that on principle. Okay, let's get 2 more cards here. I said 2 more. No. This is a mini week ahead. Oh my god. That just fell on my lap and onto the floor. Oh, good grief. Universe really did say, no, I want to dump all these cards. Hang on. Oh, good grief. I'm like triple checking that there's none underneath the chair or underneath my foot. Because I actually do this at my dining table. So yes, I am sitting in a formal dining chair. It is quite comfy though. Oh man. I'm gonna take these that fell on the floor. We'll at least flip them over and I'll see if I can make sense of it. These are sticking out of the deck, but they're not completely out. So yes, I know, Tower. And then I kind of want to, let's just go with the flow and see what it is. And then I feel like this is going to be way too much. I feel like this is going to be what we actually want. Just in reverse. Yeah, it was just the Tower in that. I don't know if you saw that on camera. But it's just that one that kept trying to pop out. Empress reverse, and then let's see. They fell like this on the from my lap onto the ground. I tried to like duplicate how they landed. Gotcha. Okay. And then this mess. Something is being obnoxious. There we go. Okay, so for these, especially with this Six of Swords reverse and it being from this deck, I'm going to point you to the water sign reading. They got it upright, but they had some of the same, or I think they had some of the same cards in the underlying energies in the deck. Yeah. that feels right. This just feels like all the underlying stuff. So just to be very transparent here, this is some of the stuff that came out that fell in my lap but didn't fall on the floor. So we have the Hermit reverse, the Eight of Swords, the Strength, Six of Swords reverse, Four of Cups reverse, Four of Wands reverse, King of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. So I'm going to put that back in the deck. I'm not going to take it. You have this crooked King of Cups, crooked reverse Temperance, and then we have a sideways Seven of Pentacles, and the Empress and the Magician reverse. I kind of want to remove that over here because I have the space for it. Yeah, the more I look at this, the more, yeah, this is definitely related. So these two are definitely tied together, and these three are definitely tied together. And I say that because the background colors match. That's one of the ways that I read. It's all gray in the background, so the other thing is, like, this is very lush. And that's very lush too. Just all the greenery with the Magician and the Empress. Okay, so let's see. I want to say... Let's start off with this one because it's the only one that really... It kind of came out by itself. And I say kind of because it's... If you go back and watch how it happened, it almost looks like I threw it, but... I don't know. It was kind of weird, but I would take the Magician reverse as, like, you're in doubt of your own abilities. Like, I know sometimes people say it's like, oh, you have all the tools that you need. Like, no, you are the tool. Like, you don't need all this other stuff. Like, you can do it. It's all within you. So for me, it's the self-doubt of, like, no, I don't think I can do it type of feeling off of it. It's like, if you are a reader yourself, it'd be, you know, straying from your readings, or not necessarily that you're going to others to get readings, because I definitely understand that phenomenon, because sometimes if you're too close to something, you need another person's perspective on it. But relying too much on others to divine for you when you yourself are able to divine, and I am slightly roasting myself here, so we all do it from time to time, where you're just like, and then as far as the Empress reverse, I would say it would be someone that's out of touch with their feminine side. And gender really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, you know, we all have different sides and aspects to ourselves. You know, you can be masculine and feminine. You could also be in that space of just wanting gender to have nothing to do with it all. But to me, what this card is about is that it's either someone that is out of touch with their feminine side, or maybe they're pushing it away. This is going to be really weird, but the other thing I'm really drawn to on this card is this tree that looks like a piece of broccoli. I don't know why. But that's something I wanted to bring up, so, like, I don't know, eat your vegetables. Just so random, but that's immediately what I thought of. Moving on to this section that are, like, connected. It's interesting that we have two cards here that feature water heavily. And I really do mean that. And it should be pretty apparent now. We have the water around him and cups being water. And then we have the angel of temperance at the stream with two cups with water flowing between them. And we have the irises, which I'm not sure if you're aware, but the fleur de lis, that is an iris, and that is the symbol for like French royalty, and like we have a king. Goodness. Where to start? Well, I feel really compelled to start here. So if you're new here, I like to read the sideways cards as it could go either upright or reverse. It's one of those things that's like up in the air, so it can go two ways. With this one, I just get this feeling of the Seven of Pentacles, of like, especially if you've ever worked like one of those like retail jobs or food service or whatever. It's that phenomenon where like you have nothing to do because there's no customers, and like you've done all the different things that you could possibly do around the store, around the restaurant, and you're just standing there just like bored out of your mind. Like, okay, I've done all this. What do I do now? And then for reverse, it's like, it's almost like that moment when like the manager catches you and they're like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be doing your stuff, blah, blah. And like, they don't realize that you've already done everything that they told you to do. Like, you know, you did all the dishes if it's a restaurant, and you've wiped all the counters down. Or if it's retail, like you've folded and sorted everything. You've tagged everything. All that like boring routine work that, you know, a lot of people don't understand is the extra work aside from like, you know, making the food and serving it out, or ringing up customers and bagging stuff, you know, that sort of thing. It's that it definitely has that kind of feeling of like, what are you doing? Why are you standing around? What are you doing? Like, and then these two, it's interesting. The King of Cups, he also holds a cup. It's definitely the Ace of Cups, but if you notice, it's empty. Whereas this angel here has two cups. There's water going between them. The King of Cups, he is in touch with his emotions, but he's reserved. If you notice, the cup's really close to him. He doesn't give his emotions or his love to just anyone like willy-nilly. If you notice, he's also just like, is he ever gonna get off of his throne? And if you also notice, like, his throne is cold and hard, it's concrete. Sometimes when I look at this card, it feels as if it's gonna sink through the water. But this one, it's weird. It feels like it's floating. So it's almost like he does have a handle on it and a balance on it. Whereas Temperance reverse, I'm just so drawn to all this water. Which is funny because, as I'm sure you're aware, or you might not be aware, I don't want to make any assumptions here. Aquarius is often misunderstood as being a water sign when it's actually an air sign, and the symbolism for Aquarius is the water bearer, and the water bearer is a lady. Actually, I can just get the card out. Hold on. Because I don't want to hunt through that deck. I have it in order with this deck that I have. It is that card. So if you notice here on this card, she has, I'll make the joke, she has 2 jugs. Get your laugh out now. And then, so it'd be, you know, water vessels. She has this stream. And then, you know, it's very similar to this of like one hand for each cup, and the water is flowing. But if you notice, for this card, the water's going between the 2 cups. This one, she's dumping the water into the water, but then also onto the ground. And then you also have like similar kind of thing going on here. So like I said, it's interesting that we have this similar symbolism going on that to me makes me think of the water bearer Aquarius, even though that's not necessarily the meaning of the card. That is what I'm drawn to. Like, that's mainly what I see here, is like this weird combination, almost like the Star card meets the 2 of Cups, because that is what I'm so drawn to, is this moment here of flowing back and forth. So reverse, it's like, I mean, the quick thing I would say would be, you know, impatience, of course, as we get, you know, the opposite meaning of temperance, or patience would be impatience. But it's also that, like, it feels like it's gonna go wrong here, of the flowing of the water between the 2 cups. Like, it's almost like, if you look down here, it's almost like the angel's gonna stumble on this rock, and the cups are gonna fall, and the water's gonna come pouring out. I'm thinking, because I'm trying to tie it all together, but it feels so separate here. We have this going on, the self-doubt, the denying an aspect or pushing an aspect away. But then we have like this playing out. Let's see what the moon card is, and I think that might be the bridge between the two. That's funny. It is the balance. Full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. Wow. Okay. Okay, let's see. We got full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. The full moon in Libra, the sign of partnership, of falling in love, and of closely relating to someone else. Since full moons are about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests you're either about to start a new relationship or that an important existing relationship is changing somehow, perhaps coming to an end or moving to a new level of commitment. It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason, and sometimes just for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it's doing so at the right time, so try not to fight it. This card can also refer to a professional relationship. There's a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. A win-win outcome is possible with give and take. Doing so might be the answer to your question. Attune to the moon. Let go of that which is falling away. And then additional meanings for this card are: see the other person through the eyes of love. It will change your perspective. It's time for you to make a firm decision. Time for you to focus on yourself for a while. Look after yourself, but avoid vanity. And for a very contrasting point, now is a great time for a makeover. And then for the teaching section, it says, no matter when you pull the full moon in Libra card, it encourages you to find a balance between your desires and those of the people around you. Balance is a very Libran energy, and the full moon brings things to a peak. Dramas and upsets bring partnerships to the fore. Libra energy also brings love energy. Negotiations are easier. Interesting. Okay. Yes. Okay. I think I get what's going on here. So it's almost like for this one, just going off of this, it does kind of feel like it's all tied together now. Like, this is one person, and then this is another person, and this person is hesitant with showing their emotions and giving their cup of love, so to speak. But this person's in a lot of self-doubt and isn't fully connected with themselves. And with this one, I feel like these two are for the same person. And that there's this impatience with it, with themselves. And that kind of ties into this, because this is a card of timing. Because no matter how you read it, it's all about, either waiting for seeds to grow, or waiting for customers to arrive or not. This is also about timing. This is all about how you are when in the moment. Like, for instance, it's like, there's that saying about if you want to learn patience, the universe will give you a long line at the bank or at the post office or whatever, and depending upon your lessons of patience, it could be one of those days where there's only one worker and you got there like 20 minutes till close and the line is to the door and you're just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get what I need to get done. And if you're in a rush, you know, that could be the reason why the worker is like, nope, I'm only going to see up to the person right in front of you. Whereas if you have patience and you go with it, generally, in my experience, that they'll be open and give you what you need to get done. So that is what I'm meaning, is that when you're in that moment, you know, being okay with the waiting. And they tie on together here. Okay. Well, I think that wraps that up here. If that resonated, please leave a comment down below. Otherwise, I'll leave you here with this. If you liked it, you know, would appreciate if you liked the video, and then also subscribe and all that other good stuff. And then, as always, really appreciate all the watchers, the viewers, the subscribers, the likes, all of it. Thank you. And yeah, I'm not sure how helpful this reading was, to be completely honest. You definitely have like some stuff going on, but either way, I hope you have a good week.